Hi, I'm back with another video, and in today's episode we are going to be talking about all the different types of ferro rods. So, ferrocerium rods, some people call them magnesium rods, which are a different thing. Some people call them little flints, different thing. There's a ton of different names for them. They all do the exact same thing, and you need to know how to use them. So the first type of ferro rod I'm going to be talking about is probably the most common one you will see. Let's say you go to Cabela's, Walmart, wherever you go, and you buy yourself a ferro rod, or even on Amazon. So this 100, I would give you a 90, or no, I'd give you a 1% chance of not seeing this as the first time. So this one is made by Coghlan's. I've had it for years and years. I don't use it anymore. But just to show you all, handle ferrocerium rod. Okay, that's gonna be normally first thing you ever see. Um, Hold on. Another thing you might see is something like this. So this is a bigger one. This is actually a 5" by 1/2" diameter. So this is, definitely a bigger one. This will last you a while. I've had this for probably 2-ish years. I don't use it a lot, but no, it's barely been worn down at all. I don't know if you can see. Um, so yeah, and then sorry, one more I'm going to talk about is kind of like the first one, just a different way you might see it. This one is a Campcraft Outdoors. So just a little bit longer, same diameter, just different ways you can see the same thing. Alrighty, now we're gonna move on to how you'd say start a fire with a ferro rod. Hey, did you know that people who subscribe and survive to the finish are 15% more likely to not be stung by bees? So hit that subscribe button. Okay, like I said, now we are going to be showing you how to start a fire with a ferro rod. So let's jump right into it. Okie dokie. So we have our piece of cardboard here. I'm going to get up on my knees here. And we have our ferro rod. And then I just have some tinder here. It is just some birch bark that I'm going to be kind of demonstrating on how to start a fire with. So, and this might not go right up in flames because it's not very yeah, I'll do my best. But I'm just going to kind of show you all how it works. So here we're using our striker and our 5" by 1/2" ferro rod. We are going to be going to plant the ferro rod right here on the ground. And there's multiple ways on how you can do this, and I'm going to show you how I do it and also some of the other ways. So you're going to kind of get up here, get a good grip on the ferro rod, and then just push down with your striker. Try and get that edge on the ferro rod and just press down, relatively hard, and then push. See, there we go. Okay, so now I'm going to show you another way on how to do it. So let's say you have a lot of fine shavings here that you don't want to accidentally hit and knock all over the place with your striker or your knife or whatever. So put all that stuff back there. You can actually pull your ferro rod back like that. And it works better if your striker isn't connected like this one is, or if you're using a knife. But here we go. Yeah, I can't. I don't use that method, so I'm not very good with it. How I just do it is this is actually what I'm going to show you all. So if I had a lot of fine shavings here, let's say from like fatwood or something, I would take some duct tape, and this duct tape already has some birch bark on it, and because duct tape is already a great fire starting source to kind of shred it up, but take some of it, put your shavings there, set it down, I'm just gonna try and see if I can get it to start like this, and so that way your shavings don't, especially if it's windy. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna work because I don't have any shavings, and this duct tape isn't very like it's not pulled apart or anything. So yeah. Anyway, that's just a couple ways on how you could do it. And also, you saw me just overload it. That's another. I've seen some people do that. You don't need to because in just a couple of strikes, you can get something lit. Anyway, I'm not taking the time right now to do it, but actually, I want to see if I can, just like how long it would take me to get this going. Let's do a little challenge here. I'm gonna speed this up, but anyway. Actually, no, I didn't need to speed it up. As soon as I said that, it lit. So anyway, that is how to start a fire with a ferro rod. So there you go. Enjoy, enjoy the flame, and you can see that duct tape took right, like almost immediately, and that duct tape is gonna burn a little bit longer, so it's gonna help if you're actually getting a fire going. Alrighty, so now you all saw how to start a fire with a ferro rod. Anyway, and I hope you all enjoyed this video. That duct tape. I stomped it out with my shoe and that duct. Anyway, so I hope you all enjoyed this video. You all learned how to start a fire with a ferro rod. There are tons of different types of ferro rods. You can get them on Amazon, at Walmart, even Harbor Freight. I was in there not too long ago. They sell the magnesium ferro rods. You all know what I'm talking about with the block of magnesium and the ferro rod. They sell those. So pretty much in any outdoorsy store, you can find ferro rods, and they're a great thing to have in your fire kit. I would not recommend having them as your primary source of fire, but they're definitely something that you can count on to at least get a spark. You might not have the it might not give you a flame, but it's going to give you half of it. So if you know how to use it, as you've seen, you can get a fire going. And anyway, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I will see you all in the next one. Thanks.